What if everything you know about how people find information online is about to become obsolete? Not slowly, not eventually. It's already happening, and most people haven't noticed. In this video, we're breaking down the new rules of discovery in the age of AI, how search is changing, and why traditional SEO is losing its edge, and what actually determines whether your ideas, products, or content get seen. You'll learn how AI systems decide what to surface, the hidden shift from keywords to intent and context, and the exact strategies that are starting to dominate right now. Because the people who understand this early, they're going to control attention. Everyone else gets ignored. Let's dive into the details for the topic.
We all know generative AI is changing, well, pretty much everything. But what about the world of science? A fascinating new study suggests it's doing more than just helping researchers write papers. It might actually be rewriting the rules of how we make discoveries in the first place. Let's get into it. So here's the big question we're tackling today. Is AI just a superpowered assistant, a fancy spell checker for scientists? Or is it fundamentally changing the very fabric of scientific discovery? That's exactly what a new study set out to explore. Now, to get to the bottom of this, researchers did something truly massive. They took a deep dive into 2 million scientific papers published over the last few years, looking for AI's fingerprints, trying to see how its widespread use changed things. But before we can even get to what they found, we need to wrap our heads around a key idea. See, in science, not all discoveries are created equal. There are really 2 main kinds. It all comes down to this concept called scientific disruption. Now, think of it like this. A truly disruptive paper is so new, so game-changing, that it basically makes older research obsolete. Future scientists start citing it instead of the old stuff. The other kind, consolidating science, well, it builds on what we already know. It's important, but it's not a revolution. I love this analogy. It just nails the difference, right? Disruptive science is like a whole new genre of music that changes everything that comes after it. Consolidating science, that's more like a perfectly curated greatest hits album. It's fantastic, but it's perfecting what's already there. And for a long time, science has been producing a lot of greatest hits. And this is where the plot really thickens. For decades, the trend has been clear. Science has been getting less and less disruptive, favoring these smaller, safer, incremental steps. So what the researchers found next? Well, it was a huge surprise. Because in 2023, something dramatic happened. That long-term, slow-moving trend, it didn't just stop. It slammed on the brakes and went into a full-on reverse. At least when you look at the papers that show signs of AI assistance. So here's the baseline you need to understand. Before ChatGPT and tools like it really took over, papers that had AI-like writing were actually linked to more of that greatest hit science, more consolidating, less disruptive. That was the starting point. And this chart, wow, this chart shows the reversal in real time. Just look at this line. Back in 2021, AI's effect on disruption is clearly negative. It's making things less disruptive. By 2022, it's creeping towards 0. Then, bam, in 2023, the line just skyrockets into positive territory. All of a sudden, AI-assisted papers are becoming more disruptive. It's a complete 180. So this, of course, leads to a really fascinating puzzle. If AI is suddenly helping create more disruptive science, how in the world is it doing it? The obvious answer, it turns out, isn't the right one at all. I mean, your first thought is probably the same as mine, right? It's got to be about connecting different fields. AI can read basically everything ever published, so it should be amazing at pulling some obscure idea from, say, marine biology and applying it to computer science. But that's not what the data is telling us. Take a look at this. Before 2023, yeah, AI-like papers did tend to cite a wider range of different fields. But after 2023, when the disruption started happening, that connection got much, much weaker. The disruption was happening without this wide-ranging borrowing of ideas. Okay, so if the breakthroughs aren't coming from going wider, there's really only one other option. They have to be coming from going deeper. And this, for my money, is the most interesting part of this entire study. So here's the new theory that's emerging. Instead of being a jack of all trades, AI is acting like a world-class specialist. First, it can instantly synthesize a massive amount of knowledge, but within one single, narrow field. Second, by doing that, it helps scientists spot these novel, non-obvious connections between ideas that were really close to each other all along. And third, that's the spark. It leads to a breakthrough built on deep, focused recombination, not wide, scattershot searching.
The authors of the study put it perfectly right here. They say AI seems to be creating new ways of combining ideas that are built from, quote, relatively narrower knowledge inputs. It's not about connecting the dots between fields, it's about finding new dots to connect, right in our own backyards.
So let's zoom out. What does all this mean for the future of how we discover things? Well, the implications are pretty huge. On the one hand, this is incredibly exciting. AI could be the very thing that reverses that decades-long trend of slow, incremental science. We might be on the verge of an era of faster, deeper, more focused breakthroughs. But there's a potential catch. If AI pushes all of us deeper and deeper into our own little specialties, we could risk creating intellectual silos with less of that crucial, creative cross-pollination of ideas between fields. And that leaves us with this final, really provocative question. For so long, we've thought that AI's genius would be its incredible breadth of knowledge, its ability to see everything at once. But what if its real superpower, its true gift to science, is the exact opposite? What if it's all about helping us look deeper?